Good evening. Welcome.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
Manzo.
I'm Kamal.
I'm Big Jimmy.
I'm Skeptic.
And shout out to Big Jimmy in the chat. We got Lauren, Shane. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure we hit the like button. Savage Tyler. So we appreciate you for watching. We have a special guest tonight, Enzo's protege and homie, Jimmy. Jimmy, let everybody know where they can find you, and then I'll let you also tell everyone they can find you at the end.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok under Big Jimmy Debates or Big Jimmy Cat as my handle. That's my main platform for right now.
All right, so it's going to be a good night. We got lots to talk about, guys. Guys, we're going to be respectful tonight. It's going to be some controversial topics, but we have a good balance. Skeptics in the building. Skeptic, we had some talks about you, girl. We was like, where's Skeptic at? Poor Gray going to have to fight tonight because the first half of the night is all about Gray. I mean, about the left, I should say. So I'm sure he's happy to see you. But that first clip that I played, many people may or may not know, but the Fearless Tour is still going out. We will be doing a deep dive tomorrow about who they are. I actually got one of them to respond to me, so that was pretty cool. But nevertheless, they got kicked off more campuses. There's protests all over the country, bomb threats on college campuses. We are in diabolical times. And the biggest thing that's going on right now is the Antifa protests and the attack that it appears that, the violence on both sides, unfortunately. But Antifa seems to be the focus. So we're going to start with that tonight. This first clip breaks it down. Trump is to send troops to Oregon. Let's see what's going on with the Antifa protests and the ICE protests.
Clashes between federal officers and demonstrators outside of the ICE facility in Southwest Portland. The tension ratcheting up as soon as the sun went down. It's a noticeable difference from earlier in the evening. That video on the left side of your screen showing protesters marching from the building to the building right now from Southwest Portland and circling the building before leaving. Very different scenario now with that video on your right. Thank you so much for joining us for K2 News at 11. I'm Barry Mangold. We have a lot to get to. Tonight's clash is kicking off less than 24 hours after this announcement from President Trump. He posted to Truth Social saying, quote, "At the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists. I am also authorizing full force if necessary." And we want to show you where this is all happening in relation to downtown Portland. You can see this is the ICE facility location there off of South McAdam Avenue. The building is south of the city near a Tesla dealership and several other apartment complexes. K2 News has previously reported on a lawsuit filed by one woman claiming the city was not doing enough to stop the noise from the nightly clashes outside the building. Now we want to get to our reporter, K2's Jennifer Singh, who spent hours in front of the ICE building tonight. She witnessed those peaceful protests before things started to change. So Jennifer, city leaders stress peace today and not taking the bait by resorting to violence. Did it work out?
Well, Barry, I guess that's up for you guys to find out with the videos. Now, like you said, tensions did rise throughout the evening. In the early hours, we did see things remain very peaceful, but like you said, it was after the sun went down when things started to get a little bit physical. We saw a few instances of that, and we do know at least one person was taken into custody after a physical confrontation with officers. Now, some people we spoke with this evening tell me that's exactly why they believe federal troops are needed in Portland.
If Portland's not going to protect their citizens, these people are tax-paying citizens. They have their homes here. He's got to do something. I think he just wants to see America safe and following the law, but Portland's politicians don't want to do that.
And other people worry that an increased federal presence will do the opposite of protecting the peace, referencing back to the Portland protests in 2020.
I just remember watching night after night everything that was going on with the interactions between police and protesters, and I'm just worried that we're going to see things blow up like they did in 2020, and it's because our president and the federal government, they're looking for a fight.
Now, again, there are still a lot of questions we need the answers to, such as when the troops would arrive, how many of them, and what they would be tasked to do. We did reach out to the White House today to see if we could get those questions answered. We got a timeline back explaining what has happened outside of the ICE facility dating back to June of this summer.
You're muted.
So, guys, before we get back into it, shout out to our mod star, John and King. I'm going to let Skeptic kick it off. Skeptic, what do you think about what's going on? What is the truth? Is it being accurate, or is this hyperbole? Are there people really causing violence, or are they peaceful protests?
Sorry, I think my thing keeps on coming in and out.
I think the interesting thing is like how they're making what's going on. Number one is like they try and politicize these things that could be handled differently, which is an interesting thing to me. I haven't really heard anyone talking about the like 1,200 immigrants that are missing in Alligator Alcatraz that all of a sudden we can't find records for. Like, I think those parts to me are more interesting than like what they're trying to do. They want to do this to instigate people to try and have this like back and forth. And like, to be honest with you, the right continues to say they stand for things like small government and to respect state rights, when in reality, it's not that. Like, they just want, again, they are the ones like we just saw in this church, this Trump supporter go in there and unalive people. Like, they are the violent ones. They're the ones that want to instigate violence. So I think, like, to me, I've always been for like peaceful protesting. You can protest as long as it continues to stay peaceful. These people want to have a problem. They want to have an altercation. So why give it to them? Like, continue to stay peaceful, continue to look into the actual missing immigrants that are going missing in these facilities. And I think, again, it's uncalled for. The same thing that happened in DC. Like, it's going to be very expensive, and they're going to try and make it out to be this very violent thing when we're going to see at the end of it, they're doing it to instigate us to violence again.
Boy, all right. I got a MAGA man that showed up at the protest, and then I'm gonna have Jimmy go. It's a really short clip, but basically he showed up. These are some of the people coming to counter protest. We'll see. Did they bring the violence or not? Let's see.
With the American flag, saw, I don't know if it was my live or another live. You can see him right here. He said he lives close by, and he came down because he saw us getting mobbed. So, like, what a good guy that he would do that. Thank God. He's brave.
Okay, but if you want the war to stop and you want a free Palestine, how can we not be protesting AOC? No, not the organization. AiPac, AOC, all of them. All of them. All of them.
So this is the man. He came down because he saw us being mobbed, and he brought his wife with him. It's like so brave of them. It's so brave of them. They decided to stand up and do something. I love it. I love this. I'm so happy to see that.
Okay, so Jimmy, kick it off. What do you think about, you can respond to what Skeptic said, and do you think the right is bringing violence? I mean, he seemed pretty peaceful. What's going on? What's the truth?
I would like to see the same energy held for the Chicago, Illinois ICE detention center, where the left was slashing tires and preventing federal agents from doing their job. We didn't hold them, accountable and put them in jail from impeding on federal officers doing their job. So I don't understand. And when you have the mayor of the city down there blocking the Ford truck that's trying to get out, you're impeding on federal jurisdiction. You're preventing these people from doing their jobs. So, I mean, I'm not understanding how the right is so violent when we've seen in the last 10 years that it's been the left that's been taking out political opponents, and it's been attacks on Brett Kavanaugh, Trump. There's been numerous things that have happened, and I'm not understanding how the right is this violent mob. I mean, we didn't burn down cities when Charlie got unalived, so I'm just not curious. I'm just curious on how that is.
Good points. I'm gonna play this clip, and then I'm gonna have Gray respond. It is a clip of showing what Chicago's looking like. Here we go.
Border Patrol working.
So, Gray, what do you think about this? About what John said? John is a pilot. Shout out to him. He's one of our mods. He said, I saw mostly peaceful protests near downtown, but I could feel the tension. I was there early, though. What do you think is the truth? Are the protests violent on the left or right side, or do you think it's both?
I think it probably starts out peaceful till a bunch of people get there, because I was in Chicago right before the No Kings protest. Nothing got crazy. Then it got crazy later on. Me and you went to the Turning Point thing on Friday. Then the next day we showed up. It got crazy. So I think the people that are super invested in politics, it doesn't matter what side they on. I think it's a personality thing where people are willing to argue and get in trouble for this stuff. But the people that's just trying to go to work or just living their life, they're the people that have an issue with this. The people that work downtown, people that have to deal with all this fiasco happening, chaos happening everywhere.
Well, you're right, Gray. I mean, it was the calm before the storm when we were there. And then the next day I was watching people's lives and it was chaotic. But I have a clip. This is Michael Blackson. He was on the Breakfast Club. This is what he has to say about immigration at ICE. And then I'm going to have Kamal respond.
I have no criminal record. Well, no, that's part of what he's been doing. He's been deporting people who are actually U.S. citizens or people who've been going through the process.
Well, you have to have some kind of criminal record.
He'll find something.
Where you find me?
That's really been the whole. No, that's been the whole thing. That's why people are upset.
I'm not worried about Trump, man. I'm not worried.
So, Kamal, should immigrants worry about Trump if they're citizens, but they were immigrants at one point? What do you think? I mean, this seems like some fair mongering.
First of all, Charlamagne, you fucking lying, bro. Why is he lying right there? Yo, bro, lying through his filthy teeth, talking about U.S. citizens getting deported. No. We're not having that out there. And look it. Always say this: illegal immigrants. If you're a legal immigrant, then yeah, you got to worry about some shit. But if you're here illegally, then what you got to worry about? And if you don't do no crime here, that's the two things. You feel me?
Unless you talk about this one topic, only one topic, then you need to worry about. We're going to talk about that tonight. The one thing they can't talk about.
Also, I wanted to say that clip that y'all played earlier when them black folks walked past the military and shit. Hey, my black American people, keep doing that. Mind your damn business when it comes to this stuff. Stay out this shit. I'm telling y'all right now, do not go out there in the forefront and be a crash dummy. You feel me? That's their problems they got to deal with. I was proud of that clip. Yeah, mind your own fucking business. It's okay. We can mind our business when it comes to this.
Oof, mind business. Okay. Well, we're going to switch gears here, guys. Let's get the likes up, tap that screen. Right now, this is a topic we all are affected by, unfortunately. Is there a potential terror threat in the United States? So this was a FBI agent, and this is what he had to say. It was pretty interesting. So one second, let me pull it up.
Was it 2021? Hamza bin Laden, one of the sons of Osama bin Laden, became the military commander, and then about a year later became the emir of Al-Qaeda. And him and his brothers, Saad, Uthman, and Abdullah, are all in on the U.S. plot, which is Al-Qaeda is targeting soft targets, specifically hospitals, medical centers, and other things like that. The intelligence is they've got police uniforms, utility uniforms, fire and rescue uniforms, because the intent is to have first the primary attacks on whatever soft target, including hospitals, and then secondary attacks. But the key is if they attack the hospitals and then are simultaneously doing other soft targets, there won't be anywhere in those cities to take the wounded people. And since we know they have over 1,000 soldiers here, at least, and I'm just talking Al-Qaeda, I'm not talking about all the Hamas, Muslim Brotherhood, Hezbollah, Iranian IRGC forces, just the Al-Qaeda soldiers, just for this operation.
All right, when is this operation supposed to, what kind of a time frame are you?
Imminent.
Oh, great. All right, so here's
and what are the 5 cities? What are the 5 cities?
Miami, Houston, shoot, I'm going to have to pull it up. Give me a second.
All right. So we're talking about 5 cities. I put
it out in an announcement last.
So, Skeptic, should we be worried? Uh-oh. Is she there? Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, my connection's like coming in and out. So the video was splotchy, but I think I had heard something similar to this like before, and I feel like we should always take any kind of threat seriously. Like, I'm always a person who likes to plan. Like, I'm not a person who takes things lightly, so I would. However, I do think that there's so many things going on simultaneously. Like, sometimes it's hard to focus on one specific thing when like everything is happening, everything is an emergency, everything is like, you know, live or die. You have to pay attention to everything. So I do think with everything that's going on, it's kind of hard to like sit there and like hyper focus on this one specific thing. But I would, to me, if it's a threat, we should always take it seriously. There should always be, and I'm sure that, you know, there's more information to like read into or whatever. But so yeah, I do think that we should take it seriously.
Jimmy, what about you? Are you taking it seriously? And what do you think things that we can do to be precautious and that sort of thing?
I think we can let the president, you know, do his job, stop impeding on, you know, certain laws that are enacted for the president to do his job. I mean, we've seen Circuit 7 courts fight this administration along the way. And I think that, you know, Trump is trying to fight a system and show everybody that we need to do things to get our country back on track. There's, you know, just like in Michigan, they're playing the Islam recording over the microphone at 4 a.m. and nobody's doing anything about it. I think we need to let our president do the job that he was voted for by the people to do.
So, Gray, what he's referring to is the prayer. So in Dearborn, Michigan, I think it's the highest population. And shout out to Dearborn. They just had an Arab convention this weekend. So there's a lot of Muslims that live there. I think they're the highest population. So right now they're playing, you guys may or may not know, but Muslims pray 5 times a day. Now, this is a predominantly Christian country. Do you think it should remain that way, Gray, or do you think we should be accommodating to other people that are moving here? Because many people are moving here and across Europe, and that's just how it is.
Well, the Constitution says freedom of religion, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think the government should worry about what religious practices people are necessarily doing, because that's just a slippery slope. And I feel like the government should just stay out of that and just stay as the government, because once you start getting involved with religious things, you turn into a religious state. And you just brought up Arab and Islam and all that stuff. I feel like that's the downfall of those countries in the Middle East, is that they focused on Islam rather than what the government was supposed to do, because Arab nations used to be very like progressive. They created calculus, all these technological advancements. Then they just became ultra religious.
Well, we're going to talk about that tonight. There is a predominantly Muslim country that is pushing back on their government, and it's not about religion. So we're going to talk about that. But Kamal, what's your thoughts? Do you think it should be on the loudspeaker, though? I mean, that seems like that's impeding on other people's rights because it's on the loudspeaker.
Hey, Jimmy, let me ask you something, bro. Are they complaining out there in Michigan, though? Do you know that?
Yeah, there's been multiple complaints. There's been city ordinances that have been filed to stop them from doing that, and they're breaking a noise ordinance as well.
Okay, well, there it goes right there. They fucking disturbing the peace. 4 a.m. playing some loud shit. I wouldn't care if it's birds chirping. I don't want to hear nothing over no loudspeaker at 4 in the fucking morning. Are you kidding me? That's how I feel about it. It's been complaints. They doing it legally. There's been ordinance to shut that shit down. It could be religion, but in my eyes, it's probably more y'all having this noise at 4 in the fucking morning. Like, that's just how I see it. But it could be because of the religion, but that's just how I feel. All right. So
what about the bells that toll? We hear bells tolling all the time. Those bells are from Catholic churches.
Not no fucking 4 in the morning. That shit be like I don't hear no bells turning and shit. I don't think they care too much about religion out here in San Diego. It's too much sunshine out here and shit, and the beach and all that. But my thing is, I don't be hearing no bells or nothing like that, and I assume they ain't ringing no bells at 4 in the fucking morning.
And so, what's your thoughts? Do the paranoid survive, or are we being too paranoid by even playing this clip?
I mean, I'm just gonna look at it in this light, right? Based off the last clip that we see, we have domestic terrorists, Antifa, the left, going after ICE agents. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this loud and clear. Y'all have no fucking moral ground to sit here and say J6 anymore, attacking LEOs and police officers or anything like that, when this shit has been going on way before that. Okay? First that. And then we can segue over to the Biden administration with all the illegal migrants that they let into this country, all the people that we've been looking at, all the terrorists that have been caught by ICE already in this administration, all the sleeper cells that we know are in this country. Something is going to happen. And when that comes down, I don't want to hear nobody sitting here saying, oh, that's all Trump's fault. It's all Trump's fault. They let these people in. We have borders for a reason, so shit like this doesn't happen. This is ridiculous that we have to live in fear from a previous administration that let down their guard. Let all of this happen. This is the consequences of an open border. This is the consequences of everything that has happened. And by taking federal agents, National Guard away from what they need to be doing to be protecting ICE facilities is going to be taken away from when something does happen. This is all manufactured at this point. This is the downfall that they all wanted, in my eyes. That's exactly what I'm seeing. And they're going to get the results that they wanted at the sacrifice of American citizens. I'm going to sit here and continue blaming the left, like how I'm going to blame the left for the government shutting down. You guys care so much about American soldiers and veterans and all these people. Who's going to pay them now when the government gets shut down? For you guys not agreeing to a spending bill? And one thing I did want to touch on before too, about the person who shot up the church. I'm going to do something the left will not do. Yeah, that was a MAGA extremist that did that. We don't condemn violence like that. We're not going to shift the finger and say, oh, that's the left, that's the left. I'm clear as day who it is.
You don't condone.
Yeah.
We condemn it.
I'm sorry, we don't condone. Sorry, I slipped up my words. We don't condone what happened there. we will sit there and say that was somebody from the right. We're not going to point the finger.
Okay, that was that. Hey, he's and shots fired. Where's the sounds? Drop the bomb. Drop the bomb. Just kidding. Okay. Woo!
It's been a long week of me watching this shit happen. I got a lot to say.
Oh well, let's see if you got a lot to say about this. All right, y'all. So Netanyahu was chilling in America this week. He spoke at the UN, and then he met with some MAGA. Well, I don't want to say MAGA. Let me say influencers, because they don't necessarily got to be MAGA. Some influencers, and a news article came out that I would like to show y'all. I'm gonna show it in a little bit. That allegedly they're being paid. We'll touch on that. So there's a lot that's going to be said right now. So this is the first clip. It talks about Netanyahu meeting with the influencers. Let's just get right into it.
Christian influencers. Okay. You said we talked about the woke right, and you said I call it the woke right. That's a brilliant observation. The woke right, because these people, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged systematically. A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think you should also talk to them if you have a chance. To that community, they're very important. And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. The weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, like drones, things like that. I won't get into that. But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important? X. Exactly. Very good. And, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot. And I could go on other things, but that's not the point right now. We have to fight the fight, okay? To give direction to the Jewish people and give direction to our non-Jewish friends or those who could be our Jewish our friends. Are we going to succeed with everyone? No. Will there be a strong counterpoint? Yes.
Fight the fight, Gray. So I got this article right here I'd like to show you. And Gray, I need you to hit up Netanyahu because we need this money, okay? So they're claiming, this article came out today. It's on different websites. Y'all can look it up. Israel is paying influencers $7,000 per post. You guys can see it right here. What's your thoughts, Gray? Is this the fight? Is this the way to change perception? I mean, it's not looking too good. The Gaza situation. What do you think?
Well, first I want to add, a person that was there was on this show. Enzo, do you know who was on there? I wanted to guess. Can you guess? Opinionated girl was there.
Opinionated girl.
Of course.
She was there with Netanyahu, her, few other people that we follow, and a lot of TikTokers there that he was talking to, and one of the guys from the Fearless group. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, it does look bad to me that another country's paying American influencers to post stuff. I think that looks bad, but yeah, I could tell with some of the influencers that it seemed like they had been trained to debate.
And I have the clip of Opinionated Girl, and then I have Enzo go next. This is that Opinionated Girl. She was on our show. I do like her. She's a pretty good debater. Here she goes. Yeah. This is her talking about AiPac.
AiPac. AiPac is something that I see all the time. Number one, AiPac is not an Israeli organization. It has no ties whatsoever to the government of Israel. It's not foreign lobbying. It's a lobbyist group that happens to be lobbying for a certain group of people, right?
So AiPac, Enzo, a lot can be said. Are they a foreign lobbying group? Should they have to file? What do you think? Gaza is not the only reason why their image is poor right now. It's also this one thing about AiPac. What do you think?
Right. So from my understanding of AiPac, I haven't really dove that deep into AiPac, if it actually is a foreign entity, and that's why they don't have to register. That's from my knowledge of it is that they are part of the Israel state, and that's where the funding does come from. But then again, I would need to do more research on that. I've really never looked into that much. I mean, Netanyahu's sitting down with influencers, like they're paying them to put out whatever they want to put out at this point. You have people on the left paying certain influencers to do it. You have people on the right now doing the same thing. It is what it is. I mean, I want this all out of politics and influencing and all that. I think it's ridiculous in my eyes. I don't agree with paying influencers to push anything, right or left. Never will.
This clip right here, this is another podcast. They went up to Congress people and they asked them, are you being paid? What's going on? And this is their reactions.
Congressman, Frankie Stocks here, Stu Peters Network, asking every member I can this question. Do you care about Israel or the United States more? No answers? How much AiPac money are you guys taking? Congressman McGuire, I know you criticized your predecessor for not being supportive enough of Israel. How much Israel money did you take? USA or Israel, who do you care about more? It should be an easy answer.
Hello, I'm Congressman John McGuire. I represent Virginia's 5th Congressional District. I was recently elected to Congress, and by the grace of God, President Trump, AiPac, and many others, it's what an honor to serve our country. As a Navy SEAL veteran, I know we need American leadership. I know what it's like around the world, and our partner with Israel, I believe that Israel in defense is the same.
Kamal, I saw you laughing. What's your thoughts? What do you think? I mean, people got the flag, like they got flags up that's not American. Is that a problem? What do you think?
Man, I'm laughing at bro asking bro, hey, are you getting paid by AiPac? What the fuck, bro? You think bro gonna say, yeah, I kind of am, bro. You fucking up my pockets. No, he gonna do the politician thing to do and shut his damn mouth and ignore you, just like how big corporations do when they be in hot shit. Like, come on, man. Look it. We know what's up. We know who lining up people's pockets and they call it lobbying. All right. Let's not be fucking dumb. You don't even need to ask these motherfuckers. I feel like Bert's clout chasing. See, now I feel the cameraman clout chasing. I'm about to get my inner Donald Trump on. All this shit look like fake news. Everybody doing fake shit. It seems like everybody grifting. You feel me? They paying. I ain't even surprised. It's like what Jim say. Jim said it. The leader of Israel wanted to control the media. Oh, the irony. I'm not surprised he paying influencers to influence some shit in the States. Man, I'm telling you right now, man, like, I feel at this point, at first I thought it was like 80%, but I'm bumping that shit up. I think 85% of the goddamn world be grifting. It's
facts.
I think a lot of people be grifting. But hey, I'm gonna keep it at that.
That's facts. So, hey, Jimmy, you were a Charlie Kirk fan, right?
Yes.
Well, all right, I got this clip for you. Let's see what they've said now about Turning Point.
Anti-Semitism is a bit of like a virus. And like some viruses, it exists in the kind of body politic and it's dormant, like chickenpox. Mm-hmm. You get chickenpox as a young person, and then after the kind of inflammation subsides, it's still in you. And it can manifest again when you're older because of stress or age as shingles. Although you can get inoculated and you can prevent that from happening. So I think anti-Semitism is similar. It's like this contagion. It's as old as time, right? We face it for thousands of years. First it was, after the death of Christ, there were these accusations that the Jews killed Christ and that the Jews weren't a real religion because we didn't accept Christ and then we didn't accept Muhammad. So you have this, the Jewish religion isn't legitimate, and that was the basis for the Crusades, which is at Tish B'Av, which, remembers the expulsion. We had inquisitions. We had all these horrible things. And then, after the Age of Reason, it was, maybe, and they realized that the sun doesn't revolve around the earth and the earth isn't flat. Then it was, okay, maybe Judaism is okay as a religion, but it's the Jewish race that isn't legitimate. And then we saw kind of anti-Semitism metastasize into this kind of race-based form of hate, which of course exploded with the Shoah. And then after the tragedy of that, the injustice of that was exposed, people then said, it's not that their religion is illegitimate or their race is illegitimate. Now it's the Jewish state that's illegitimate. And we see that now in the form of anti-Zionism, which is...
So where I'm going with this, and I'm going to share my screen, is the ADL, which he's the CEO of, the Anti-Defamation League, now labels Turning Point as an extremist hate group. And this is now, Elon Musk has been triggered because of this. He's been tweeting about it. What's your thoughts on that? I know you're a fan of Charlie Kirk's, and I'm sure of Turning Point since you're a fan of his.
Yeah, I don't agree with the ADL. Charlie stood for more than what people are making him out to be. He gave the left a platform. He allowed them to speak freely. He debated them openly, and he had conversations. And I think that now that he has been on the lives and things like that, that people are taking the narrative and trying to spin it in their favor. And I think I just think it's not right. I think this man needs to rest in peace. I think that Turning Point, you could even go off of today. There was a suspicious package left out in front of a TPUSA event, and they had to blow it up. I mean,
in Utah.
Which side is really doing the damage here? I don't think it's TPUSA.
No, I think that's fair. I will stand with you on that. I don't think they're a hate group. And I think when I went there, I didn't hear anything hateful. In fact, they had nothing but Israeli and American flags up. So I think it's interesting that the ADL would do that. But here is Chris Cuomo response to Elon Musk on his attack on what he calls an attack on the ADL.
Musk sent this after the shooting with a screenshot from the Jewish group labeling Christian identity as extremist. Musk wrote, "The ADL hates Christians, therefore it is a hate group." Everything about this is wrong. And to be honest, I first went to Elon and wanted him to explain this to me about, because, the guy's a genius, and he told me to piss off, and then it said I can't send him messages anymore. And I find that regrettable. I was talking to him about maybe doing something on Twitter not too long ago, talk to his people. I don't believe in just, trashing platforms. I think that we all have to be involved in how to get him to a better place. But, he makes whatever choice he makes. I don't hold it against him personally, but I do hold how he runs his business and how he handles himself. I do take that personally. How could he think that the attack on the Mormon Church in Michigan was inspired by the ADL? So I guess he does see some limits on free speech because he doesn't let me have my messages with him. I just wish he would limit his own speech. He must know that report can't reasonably have anything to do with what just happened.
Enzo, you kind of touched on this. What's your thoughts on what Elon Musk said? He's basically saying that due to the ADL labeling Christian nationalism as a hate group or whatever, that might have inspired it. What do you think about that? You see a connection?
I think the ADL is being reaching a little bit, trying to put everybody under that Christian nationalist that look, and that's where they're getting it from. I I think Elon did a very, very poor job of that when Cuomo reached out to him for comment. I think he should have went about that a little bit differently and gave a different perspective, or gave his perspective and telling him to piss off, and pretty much just blocking the guy when he's just asking, well, hey, what did you mean by that? That's really all I could take it from it.
That's a good point. And shout out to the Alaskan. Where's the sound effects? Come on, where's the sound effects?
Hold on. Yeah. There we go. New member.
He became a member of your network, Kamal, but that's okay. I'm glad. Because it has the little emblem. Either way, I don't care. Yeah, I think so. But I'm happy we got a new member. If you guys become member on the new party page, we have exclusive footage when we went to Turning Point. We went to Turning Point. We got to see Charlie Kirk up close. Shout out to Kamal. He was our DJ that day. And we also got to see Myron Gaines up close. We got to meet him. And interestingly enough, we got to meet a group of fellas that were following Myron Gaines around. If you want to go see who that was, I'm not going to say it on here. You can see it. You got to see our experience. So please become a member. We have exclusive videos. I'm going to play this Grindr clip. This was per Gray's request. He wanted me to play this. Let me play it.
Is Grindr having outages after Charlie Kirk's funeral? Why is Grindr having outages after the RNC? Why is Benny Johnson getting fed gay cruise places? And here's the deal. We want Benny to go on that gay cruise. We want that to happen for him.
Well, his wife doesn't. His wife, I know for a fact his wife does not allow Benny to go on work trips by himself any longer.
I mean, here's the thing.
He was hanging out with other men too much, it seems.
Yeah. I think I have a whole hypothesis that MAGA has a DL demon queen problem. And they think, okay, if we can make the country Christian nationalist, if we can put prayer in schools, if we can do all of these things, then maybe I won't want to go eat out. And then it's never going to fix it because they have so much shame and they live in such Puritan culture that they are trying to legislate and be the moral police out of their own sexual problems.
Jesus Christ. Is this what the left talks about? Great. Y'all got nothing better to talk about but Grindr apps at funerals and Jesus Christ.
I've never seen that clip, so you try to say that was me. I never seen that, but that was funny. Well, I guess, reality is stranger than fiction. It would be, if that's the case and what she's saying, that then reality is stranger than fiction is a movie called American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. It was about this guy, hardcore, but he was actually homosexual. So it's a movie where they talked about that type of situation with extreme homophobia. Sometimes those people have homosexual tendencies, but if you haven't seen that movie, go check it out.
Oh Lord! Well, I got a special.
What did I walk into?
You missed the best clip, bro. I don't even know what to tell you. You might need to go back. You might need to go back. But I'm about to play this clip. This is Kim Iverson. I really like her. She's pretty fair and bipartisan. This is what she had to say about the social media influencers, and then I'll let Skeptic respond before we go to the next topic.
Muzzle talk to Israel. They've been able to acquire TikTok. Larry Ellison is the largest single donor to the IDF, and he is going to be the largest shareholder in TikTok. This is a win for Israel. Netanyahu even said it for himself.
We have to fight with the weapons, and the most important ones are in social media. The most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok, number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential. And the other one, what's the other one that's most important? X. So we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him. Now, if we can get those two things, we get a lot.
So there he is. Just the most important thing right now is the acquisition of TikTok. Larry Ellison will be the largest shareholder. The whole reason for forcing the sale was we don't trust China. Why would we trust anybody who donates large amounts of money to a foreign military? Israel, by the way, has been spending $150 million on what they call officially public diplomacy, or in Hebrew, it's called Hezbollah. And apparently this is what they bought. Tell me if this has influenced you to like Israel more.
You must see anti-Semites are stacking eviction notices. Jews are out here stacking up businesses.
Jews control all the industries. Maybe if you spent more time taking notes from successful people, you wouldn't have to spend your nights and weekends spreading hate.
You're really mad because your income is giving side hustle.
Period.
I just don't even understand this video. If it's supposed to make people like Jews or not like Jews. Just saying, well, you're just jealous of us when we're watching a live stream extreme genocide. That is what's causing the animosity, is the death of children, thousands and thousands of children. This isn't going to work. And buying TikTok isn't going to work either. Telling Elon that we're not allowed to talk about Israel anymore, that's not going to work. None of this is going to work. If that's what is going to be the now new social media campaign, now that Larry Ellison is buying TikTok and now that Israel's spending $150 million on Hasbara, if that results in, well, Jews are just better than you, and so get over it, I don't think people are going to be getting over it.
Skeptic, what do you think? What do you think? Why do you think there is a rise of these feelings? Is it the Gaza conflict? Is it the AiPac? What do you think it is? Uh-oh. She's frozen.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, just
We
maybe
just like reset
maybe
the whole
Skeptic,
thing. So
turn your camera off, Skeptic, and just be off camera. Maybe that'll help.
okay.
Yeah, because that'll
Okay.
make it go. Yeah, just do that for the night. Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? I think that number one, I think that as far as everyone that I associate with, we've kind of been preparing for this. I feel like a lot of the contrary to popular belief, I think that there are more platforms that are starting to kind of like dial down on freedom of speech. Like we're seeing it in America as a whole. So I think that TikTok's going to be next, and I think the fact that this new generation of Americans, which I'm talking like millennials and all, we are more educated, and therefore it's harder to trick us because we can just go and do the research by ourselves. We don't have to take your word for it. And I think that's part of the problem now with AiPac. It's the fact that all Americans can go and look at the information. It's the fact that we are being told like facts that, you know, they are giving money to our politicians. And on both sides, I've said this multiple times, it's both conservative and liberal. Both people are taking up for Israel. And so in reality, like Americans need to wake up to the fact that foreign countries shouldn't have this much influence on our political, you know, our the people that are in politics. So the people that hold power. So I think that, I think as a whole, number one, I think that freedom of speech is something that's under attack right now, period. And then I think that TikTok was a little bit too much of, it was allowing too much for younger people to have a voice when it came to politics. And I think they have to put a stop to that. And I will say the majority of the platforms that I do see kind of bring light to what's going on in Gaza. And so I think that that's not good for, you know, Israel. And young people are the future. That's why you're seeing these movements actually become bigger than they are. It's not just an app, but it's people coming together and giving and having money, and it's becoming like a real movement. So I think they have to put a stop to it because it's too many of us disagreeing with them.
Yeah, I think this is what the one issue that can unite us, and I'll leave it at that. But we're going to switch gears here, guys. We're going to go to the Trump deal. Will Trump finally get that Nobel Peace Prize? I mean, this is going to be historic if this does come true. Let me play the clip breaking down, are we going to see an end to this conflict?
Hamas October 7th terror attack started the war in Gaza. Tonight, President Trump mixing hyperbole with diplomacy.
One of the great days ever in civilization.
As he unveiled a new framework for a ceasefire deal.
We're at a minimum very, very close, and I think we're beyond very close.
Meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu here at the White House, who says Israel is on board.
I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims.
The proposal would begin with an immediate ceasefire, requiring Hamas release all of its hostages within 72 hours in exchange for a phased withdrawal of Israeli troops and the release of Palestinian prisoners. Plus, full aid would be sent into Gaza.
I challenge the Palestinians to take responsibility for their destiny, because that's what we're giving them.
The plan requires Hamas disarm. An international stabilization force made up of troops from Arab nations would provide security. Gaza would be governed not by Hamas, but by a new Palestinian committee overseen by an international body, led by President Trump and other world leaders.
The Board of Peace, we call it. The Board of Peace, sort of a beautiful name.
But so far, the president saying Hamas has not signed off on his plan, giving the green light to Israel to keep its war against Hamas going, if they say no.
Israel would have my full backing to finish the job of destroying the threat of Hamas.
This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way. but it will be done.
Tonight, several key Arab countries, including Saudi Arabia and Qatar, just praised President Trump's plan, but at least one Hamas spokesperson is criticizing it. Meanwhile, also today, the White House says Netanyahu expressed deep regret in a phone call with Qatari officials after ordering an airstrike targeting Hamas leadership there earlier this month. Hallie?
Gabe Gutierrez at the White House.
We thank you for.
And so, what's your thoughts? What do you think about that clip? Will Trump get the Peace Prize? Will this really happen? What do you think?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to this happening. This is the first time with this conflict where I could say both sides actually came to a good agreement and will actually stop this war. If this does happen with all of the other, 7 wars that Trump helped stop, he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Absolutely. This is something that everyone on both sides of the fence has been calling out in one way or the other for the last 2 years now. Let's bring an end to it. Let's push to bring an end to it and get what everybody deserves. I mean, the plan that they laid out, what I read through, was pretty much this 2-state solution where everybody wins. So I don't understand why this won't go through.
Well, that it won't go through if either side backs down. Let's hear what Netanyahu had to say about it. This was him speaking while President Trump.
With the 5 principles my government set for the end of war and the day after Hamas. Everybody asks, what is the plan for the day after Hamas? Here's our plan. Pass it in the cabinet. All our hostages, both those who are alive and those who died, all of them will return home immediately. Hamas will be disarmed. Gaza will be demilitarized. Israel will retain security responsibility, including a security perimeter for the foreseeable future. And lastly, Gaza will have a peaceful civilian administration that is run neither by Hamas nor by the Palestinian Authority. If Hamas agrees to your plan, Mr. President, the first step will be a modest withdrawal, followed by the release of all our hostages within 72 hours. The next step will be the establishment of an international body charged with fully disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza. I appreciate your willingness to lead the body, Mr. President. I really appreciate it because you have a lot of things to do, and this is important. And it reflects the confidence that this will give everyone, that things will be followed up on all the commitments made. The fact that you're taking this on, I think, helps a lot to make sure that everything flows in the direction that we want. Now, if this international body succeeds, we will have permanently ended the war. Israel will conduct further withdrawals linked to the extent of disarmament and demilitarization, but will remain in the security perimeter for the foreseeable future. I think we should understand that we're giving everybody a chance to have this done peacefully, something that will achieve all our war objectives without any further bloodshed. But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way, but it will be done. We prefer the easy way, but it has to be done.
Okay. So, Jimmy, what do you think about this? Is this deal going to happen? What do you think the barriers are for it to happen at this point?
I think it's going to happen. I think that the Palestinian people know that Trump and Hamas know that Trump's the real deal. I think the 5 out of the 8 rejections of a 2-state between the Palestinians and the Israelites, I think it's time for this to be called. I think it needs to happen. And with Trump being the president that he is, I think it's going to go through. But it's also a clear warning to the Palestinians and Hamas: if you do not follow it, Israel's going to do what they have to do. And I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think anybody wants to see that. But I think them knowing Trump is the person that he is, they need to sign the contract. Release the hostages as well.
Right. And there, just so many people know, there are detainees on Israel's side too that will be involved in this deal. Over 1,000 would be released in exchange. Also, I mean, people are literally living in tents. I'm going to play this clip because many people don't know what's going on over here. This is a clip of what many children see when they're there, unfortunately. Gray, were you aware of what's going on over there? What are your thoughts? I mean, are we going to see peace, or is this just placating for Netanyahu with Trump?
Only time will tell. Yeah, I knew that this was going on. I mean, it's been going on since I went to Iraq. I remember hearing bombs like that and looking like that till I got used to it. So, I mean, I understand that, but if Trump is able to pull off peace in the Middle East, I'm a Democrat and I'll say, yeah, give him a Nobel Peace Prize because it's basically impossible. They've been fighting each other for how long now? It's so many
70,
years.
80 years now.
Yeah, so like to stop that seems like a monumental task.
You think children will ever get used to hearing that? I mean, you said till you got used to it.
Used to it. You're gonna have to. I mean, like because what it becomes, you're gonna adapt as a human being because this is your life now, pretty much. I mean, that's unfortunate, but that's what happens.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, guys, we're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna talk about the Gen Z protest in Morocco. Got my flag up. I don't normally have my flag up, but I got it up because we're gonna talk about it. It's my father's country. I was like, man, when the shit pops off here, I can go to Morocco. It's all good. It's all safe. Nah, I learned a lot about my people this week. Let me tell you. Of course, I'm always America first, but it's good to stay current. And I will say I'm proud of them for the Gen Z protest because I think it's good to have peaceful protests, although it's not so peaceful anymore. Let me play this first clip and let me show you what's going on there. So I know it probably looks really confusing, Kamal, but long story short, they are going to be hosting the World Cup in 2030. So that's like a big, huge deal. And so people are mad. They like, hold up. We got money to be constructing these stadiums, but we don't have health care. What do you think about the uprising that's happening there? Pretty much it has to do with healthcare. 8 women died during childbirth at a public hospital. Many saw this as a symptomatic of neglect in the healthcare sector. Do you agree with this? What do you think? You think they're taking it too far, or you think they're standing on business?
Hell no, they ain't taking it too far. Are you kidding me? Like, they about to have a World Cup over there and do what they did. Then they do some shit in Qatar where they had these motherfuckers working as slaves and shit.
Yeah, Qatar was the last one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same shit about to happen. You feel me? They already seeing the bullshit for what it is. So no, they ain't taking it too far. You already said they cutting their healthcare and people are dying and shit. Hell no, they ain't take it too far. I believe they could have probably took it a little further. You feel me? I see the protest. Whenever I see nobody getting shot at a protest, it's a successful protest to me. Because I remember when my people protested, shit, we had dogs and shot with bullet bags and bullets and shit. Like, damn, y'all just getting carried out. They might have throw your ass a sandwich in there too and shit. You feel me? So I'm like, just saying, you know?
They need to pull a France on them people because
Yeah, they going crazy in France too. You feel me? Like
we
they,
can't hear you, Nora. You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted. We can't hear none of y'all. What you?
You're muted too, Gray.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when you cut like education and healthcare for people that are paying taxes, there's bound to be some madness for sure.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
For sure. Well, I don't know what's going on. Oh, she back.
We have another clip. I'm gonna play it now, and I'm gonna let Skeptic comment.
لما نشكي حالي والشكر لرب العالي وغير هو اللي داري وفي بلادي ضربوني ولما نشكي حالي والشكر لرب العالي وغير هو اللي داري فات البلاد عايشين وطالبين السلامة.
So that clip pretty much shows how wealthy the king is. And they're like angry. Skeptic, you brought a good point about education. They're mad because they feel widespread frustration with limited opportunities for young people. There's a high unemployment rate of 35% among the youth. That's really high. In particular, people that went to college are affected. And again, they're mad. You know, they're building stadiums, but they have no good hospitals. And they also feel like there's an issue with inequality, corruption, inequality, and human rights. What do you think about this, Skeptic? Do you think this is going to happen around the world? I mean, this is like the 6th country we've talked about just in a month's time that this has been happening.
Yeah, I think it's currently happening here. It's literally what the big ugly bill was. You create an inequality among social classes, and you create a rift bigger and bigger when you start giving the rich people a lot of cuts. They don't have to pay their fair share in taxes. When you let companies not have to pay their fair share to taxes, and then you put the burden on tariffs for people of the lower class because we tend to consume the majority of products. You create a bigger you create this inequality, and people get angry when you start cutting social programs, when you start cutting Medicaid and Medicare. I mean, literally, when you start shutting down schools, when hospitals start shutting down, guess what happens? People get mad. People that are paying taxes get very angry. This is what happens in other countries, in second world countries and third world countries. And then guess what? There's an uproar. Same thing happened in Mexico. When they started taking from the poor and giving to the rich, you have finally the poor people get tired of being put down, and then they revolt against the government. Like, it's kind of common sense, you know? So what they're doing is terrible. To take from your own people and to give to the rich is a terrible thing. To shut down education, to shut down hospitals, to allow people to have bad health care. This is what's going to happen. You have an uproar of the people. They get tired of being pushed down, and finally they decide, hey, we're the power. Let's take back control.
And we're gonna do a little education tonight, okay? Fish. First, I'm gonna pop off and say something slick to you, but I'm not going to, because you a little. I know that Fox News got you thinking that all Arabs are like hateful to like America and Israel and things like that. But let me be clear. This is one of the countries that stood with Israel at what do they call it? The United Nations last week. They were one of the people that remained in the room. They're also an ally to Israel, first country to recognize America. So let's put some respect on just a little respect. This ain't a hateful country. They're going through a hard time, but they're a friend of America and a friend to Israel and places like that. So I just want to put that out there. Anyways, Enzo, what's your thoughts on the whole thing?
So, I mean, this happens all over the world. Just in Morocco, where The government is pretty much just run by the rich people. That's what they do. They're gonna take from the poor and give a shit less about everybody that's underneath them, that's funding them. Terrible thing. Not gonna equate that to the United States even in the slightest, because I mean we don't have a monarchy. We don't have billionaires running the entire government and leeching off of the people. We've seen this with other countries before. People revolt against their government. They create a new government. It's going to happen. That's the best thing for them, because they should be taking care of their people, not having a dictator or somebody who's just going to be leeching off of their people at the end of the day. I wish the best for the Moroccan people and find a quick solution out of that helps everybody.
Jimmy, what do you think? Are the young people going to rise up? I think you're Gen Z, right? Yeah, you're young. So what do you think? Are we going to see an uprising here in the United States, despite whoever the president is? You know, we do have a big gap in wealthy to poor, you know, so do you think it's going to happen?
I'm actually a millennial, so that puts me outside of that spectrum.
Oh, you look super young. Look at you, Jimmy.
Thank
Aging good, honey.
you. I think people are finding out that democracy works. You live in a country where you can work as hard as you want, you can make as much as you want. I think we have multiple people that have proven that time and time again. I mean, as much as I don't like Jeff Bezos slept in his small storage for 2.5 years to create Amazon. I mean, people just are in a victim mentality that they don't want to do what it takes to get to that level. They don't want to lose sleep. They don't want to lose their comfortabilities. And I think that's a major factor that plays into it. But I also think with the big, beautiful bill, that giving the 4% tax cut to the middle class and giving a 2% tax cut and then tariffing the companies at the same time, which is a tax, the rich are still paying a fair share. But I mean, the whole thing with Morocco is that they need to realize that they do need to take care of their people first instead of taking care of the World Cup first. Because if you're having issues, it's obviously showing in the Gen Z population that they're going to stand up, they're going to speak out, and they're not going to stay silent against a monarchy where the king holds most of the power.
Gray, you're the last to go. What's your thoughts on these protests, pro-protests? Do you think it should be happening in here in America, or you think are we gonna keep seeing it worldwide?
It's been worldwide, and it's actually in the Asian countries, they're holding up the One Piece flag, fighting against the government. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's happening all over. I mean, like, we live in a global economy, so of course the people are going to fight back. If just parroting basically what everybody else is saying, we've seen this in history countless times. So hopefully the rich is smart enough to say, let's not make this happen. But I will say a meme that I saw where they basically said, historians won't be surprised that the rich tricked the poor. They'll be surprised that the poor did nothing about it. So,
Gray, you said they holding up a One Piece flag, right?
yeah, you haven't seen it?
Like the cartoon in the
anime.
All right, anime. My bad. My bad. Damn. Anime.
But yeah. For sure. I'm joking with you. For sure. Like it's like been held as a like flag of resistance, because in the anime, the protagonist is fighting against the government. So there's been multiple in Asian countries. I haven't seen it in European or Spanish countries, but in Asian countries, that's their symbol of protest.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. All right.
But yeah, it's happening all over.
My bad, anime. I don't want the anime to come after me. We ain't no damn cartoon. All right, for sure. Anime. My bad.
The chat came for you. Come on, like get it right.
Get it right. RJ said, "Get it right." All right, guys. Well, this was a very, very good show. We're gonna let our guests go first. Jimmy, let everybody know where they can find you. Let everybody know your closing thoughts. And what did you think of your time at the new party?
Yeah, I thought it was a very, very educated discussion. I think there's a lot more to talk about, and having panels like this really opens up the conversation. I think we're really following in the steps of Charlie by, having the discussions and making sure that people are educated on these things because they need to know what's going on in the world. and I loved it here. And you can find me on TikTok at Big Jimmy Debates. My my at is Big Jimmy Cat. You can follow me on there.
When's the next debate, Jimmy?
Probably tonight. I'll be on Enzo's live, so we'll get into it tonight.
Oh man, we gonna get all right. Party at Enzo's. Enzo, thank you for bringing us Jimmy. This was a great guest. What is your closing thoughts?
So my closing thoughts, like always, this was a great episode. Jimmy, thank you for coming. Shout out to the panel, Skeptic, Ignora, and the whole New Party cast. Only thing I'm really gonna hit on is we keep talking about terrorist acts in the United States, but we keep looking the other way with terror is here. It's happening every single day. It is Antifa. It is people on the left, the extreme left, whatever you want to call them, Democrats, whatever they want to call themselves to distinguish who they are at this point. Those are the real terrorists in this country. They're the ones that are going against everything that Donald Trump is trying to do, cause all the trouble in the United States. And you'll have your fringe instances of the Republicans doing so. But as we see over the last 10 years, want those statistics to come out to show that it's literally violence from the left and politicians calling for violence of the left. But we need to call these people out. We need to show exactly who they are and let them be held accountable at this point. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing our country go down the route that it's going at.
Future is bright. Kamal, what's your closing thoughts?
First of all, Ryan, I was gonna actually say something to you, but I just don't talk to stupid motherfuckers that don't know basic math. He said 5 grifters and 2 brothers. That's 7 motherfuckers. 6 of us on here, you ignorant bastard. God damn. Ryan H, man, you goddamn shut your ass up. Learn to do math, nigga. Anyway, second of all, Jimmy, appreciate you for coming on the panel and shit like that. You feel me? Also, y'all go follow everybody that's on the panel. Everybody got YouTubes and TikToks and stuff like that. Also, I got the New Party channel pinned to the top of my chat. Y'all go sub to them and hit that notification bell. And then on my end, Kamal Johnson Network. You know what, Ryan H, where your monkey ass at? Oh, y'all kicked him out?
Yeah, he was spamming. Don't spam. He's on a timeout.
Ryan H, come over to Kamal Johnson Network so I could give you that work and I'll school your ass on what white supremacy really is, you fucking ignoramus. And I'll teach you how to do math too. But anybody else, shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all was real respectful today. I appreciate it. If y'all want to come over and check me out too, Kamal Johnson Network on YouTube. Also hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. Today's panel was very informative. Yeah, learned a lot today. And at the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta wait till I see the ink dry on the damn deal with the Palestine and Israel situation going on over there. I ain't gonna believe it until it's actually done. Okay, because one minute they like, yeah, we gonna end the shit. Then the next minute, nah, we funking again. I didn't like the way bruh breathed today. So I'm gonna wait on that situation because I'm not really sure if they gonna be done. Cause we done seen them flip-flop before. You feel me? Moroccans, I see y'all over there protesting for y'all rights and shit. That's what I'm talking about. And then also with the Antifa versus ICE, hey, my black Americans, stay the fuck out of it, man. Just let them do their thing. Get some popcorn, enjoy your shit. Because when we was going through our turmoil, a lot of people were silent, but I ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, I'm done for the night. Everybody else, y'all have a great night. Except for Ryan H. Damn, I hate when people can't do math. God damn. Simple fucking math, man. Goodness gracious.
Ryan, you can come back tomorrow when you stop spamming. Skeptic, what's your closing thoughts?
Yeah, I want to say to all my Boricuas, congratulations, because Bad Bunny is going to be performing. So, I'm going to be watching. So, hell yes, Puerto Rico. And it's been a good week. I just think prayers for the people in Michigan, I think it was. It's really sad what's going on. And I think that we need to stop letting people play with our emotions and use us to radicalize us and go out and commit these violent we know who's doing it, but we need to really come together and make change and vote people in. I feel like there's a blue wave coming. So, like, the one thing that we have been helping, the initiatives that we've been pushing forward is voting, to have younger people go out and vote. Mi gente latina, the ones that are not registered to vote. I know that it hasn't been a big deal before, but you see what they're doing to our people. If you haven't voted, if you didn't register to vote, you better go register for our people. What they're chasing us down, the fact that they're arresting grandmas that are speaking Spanish. If you care and you truly do want to make a difference, go vote, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to move these people out of office and make a change in this country. For Morocco, I'm glad. I think that more power to the people. When the government doesn't do what they're supposed to do for the people, when they don't use federal funding to help us, the ones that are funding it, then we should revolt. We should stand against it. And like I always say, they are trampling on our rights. So I used to say, don't let anyone trample on your constitutional rights, but they are. They are trampling on our constitutional rights. I say continue to resist, and change is going to come. I do believe that during midterms, we're already seeing it with special elections, but I do think that midterms, we're going to see a big blue wave. So I just send love and positivity. You guys have a good night.
Hell yeah. Hey, Weezer 682, tell us the joke, bro. That shit probably gonna be lame as hell, but what do we get when you buy a chicken and a monkey? I'm kind of intrigued. Let us know in the chat, bro, because
Gray, what's your closing thoughts?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it. Since it was Trump's Israel-Palestine peace deal, what I would say is, yeah, like everybody else, let's see if it's really going to happen. What I see with Trump is like Trump is now struggling with domestic policy, and now he's doing better with foreign policy. So I like what he did with Ukraine. I was shocked that he switched that. So, I mean, if he can pull it off with Israel and Palestine, he'll be doing better in foreign policy. But what everybody's saying with the political violence, I think Trump is the voice. If he come out and calm things down, I think we'll stop seeing all the political violence and all the division. So, like we always say on a new party, always vote.
Man, NFL, you done gave the left something to celebrate. You got the king of the ice. You got the king of the ice speaking in Spanish. We're an English-speaking country, but we got us a Spanish-speaking Super Bowl. Yes. No. I'm sick of the division in this country. NFL, I see what you're fucking doing. You know these people was mad about what's that bro's name that performed this year, Kamal?
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar. Y'all know y'all could have gave people some country, some rock, but no, you gave the man that said he is going to boycott performing in the United States due to ICE, and he's a Puerto Rican, so he's protected from ICE, because many of y'all don't know this. I realize that, but Puerto Rico is a United States territory. They are citizens. I got to give a history lesson to the I don't want to generalize to the people that were talking shit about him, saying he's not a citizen. He is a citizen. He's an American. But it would have been nice if we could have an English-speaking person with it. I'm just saying, nevertheless, I have this closing thought. The strength of the United States has always come from our ability to stand together as one nation, even when we disagree. Unity is not about thinking alike. It's about working together for the good of all. Guys, open your eyes, realize all the psyops, all the things going on to divide us. The NFL is one of them. But hey, I'm going to give y'all that win. Good for y'all. Celebrate. I'm happy for y'all. Y'all got y'all Super Bowl. But is a blue wave coming? That is the question to be. I think if we continue on going this path, we may not have United States. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. We need to come together. Shout out to the Democrats. Let them have their win this week with Bad Bunny. And shout out to the new party team. And shout out to the panel and everyone here tonight. God bless and good night.